Well, everyone, in last lecture we have seen sketcher commands such as line, circle, rectangle, ellipse, polygon and types. So today we are going to continue the further sketch commands. So to start with, I am going to select sketch tab, then select the required plane for selection. After activating the plane, you can see the axis system here. This is not the axis system, but these are the planes which we have been shown. So to hide the planes, we just need to click on the base reference plane option here. Here is the sign for hide and show symbol. So I'll click on this option and now the planes are hid. Again, to normal the plane, here you can see at downside right hand side, one option is given, that is sketch view. You just need to click on that option so as to make the plane normal. Now the plane is coming normal here. Again, if the plane is tilted, you can also click on this cube option and say which plane you want to be taken as parallel plane. So I'll take this one as front plane. So this were the option for making the plane normal. So now we'll make one drawing here. I'll take two circles here. Now notice one thing. When I am taking the second circle here, if I take the reference line, you can see the red dotted line here. That is the reference line for the center. And if I draw the circle by taking the reference line, it will automatically take the horizontal relation. We don't need to give a separate relation here. Both the circles are by default horizontal with each other by center to center. So this dotted line represents the relation, that is horizontal and vertical. Suppose if I don't want this circle to be horizontal, then I'll select this relation and directly say delete here by keyboard. Now this relation has been removed. So I can move this circle and it is not horizontal or vertical. Again, if I want to put up the relation here, select the relation, that is horizontal and vertical from relation tab. Just need to select the centers of both the circles and now it is again horizontal. And if I want to make it vertical, I need to move it little bit vertical side. And if the circle is inclined maximum towards the vertical side, it will take vertical relation. And if the circle is inclined maximum towards the horizontal side, it will take the horizontal relation. That's why both the relations are given in one command only, that is horizontal and vertical. So you just need to select and apply the relation. Now it is taking vertical as it was more inclined towards vertical side. I'll put up the value so as to define the sketches. I'll put here 65 mm and here as 40 mm. Now we need to provide center to center distance. So there are two ways. If you want to take point to point distance, then you can go for this option, distance between. Smart dimension will not help you for taking the dimension from point to point. So I'll select this dimension, that is distance between. I'll select the center first. Now center will be highlighted if I drag this cursor on the circle. Then only the center will be highlighted. You can see here in sky blue color. And now the distance from point to point is coming. The next way is select smart dimension. And instead of selecting these points, because points cannot be selected by using smart dimension, then we'll select circles here, both the circles. And now you can see if I select both circles also, then it will take dimension from center to center only. Put up the value, I'll say it 100 mm. Now after placing both the circles and defining both the circles, we'll go for the new command here today. That will be arc command. So I'll select this arc. You can go for arc by 3 points. First we'll take this arc by 3 points option. You just need to select the circle. Now as the name suggests, arc by 3 points means you need to give 3 points to make the arc. So to start with, I'll select the circle for the first point, the first circle, the second circle for the second point, third point will be for the placement, whether you want to make the arc concave or convex. After putting the arc, I'll put up the radius here. I'll say it 180. Now I need to make this arc tangent on both the circles. So for that, I'll go for tangency relation. Select the tangency relation. Select both the circle and arc. You can see the symbol, circular symbol has been made here, highlighting that the arc is tangent with the circle. Again, we'll continue with the command. I'll select both the circle and arc. And now, tangency is continued on this circle also. You can see the symbol. Now we can say this arc is tangent on both the circles. Again, we will repeat the same command, that is arc by 3 points. And one more important note while starting the arc. Don't start your arc from these quadrant points. You can see the quadrant points been highlighted here, these 4 points. Just avoid that points before starting the arc. If you click on this point and the other point also for ending the arc, then it will not take tangency relation here. It will be coincided with this quadrant point. That's why arc should be made by starting it either from upper side or lower side. But just ignore this quadrant point and then start the arc. So I'll click on this point here, upper side, and here at the lower end, and then position the arc as you want. Next, go for the relation. Select the circle and arc. Again select the circle and arc and put up the radius value. I'll say it 125. Now trim the entities here. We'll trim all the entities. And now this complete profile has been made, which is completely defined or constrained, you can say. For zoom in, zoom out, you can scroll the window here. You just need to scroll the mouse. This was 3-point arc. Next command we are going to see here is arc by center point. So for that, I'll make one arc. Now whatever first point I am going to click here will be the center point of the arc. So I'll select this option, arc by center point. I'll click this first point. It will be the center point of arc. Then the second point will be the start point and third point will be the end point. So it is like center, start and end. You can see the center point been highlighted here in sky blue color. Now we'll define the center point from origin. So to define it from origin, I'll select this origin and then this point, one horizontal dimension. Again select the center and the center point here and the vertical dimension. Now the center point of this arc has been completely constrained by giving horizontal and vertical dimensions. After that we are going to go for radius value here. And now this radius I'll take it here as 120 mm. Still you can see the arc is not completely defined. It is because the ends of the arc are not defined. At what angle they are going to start or end. So we need to provide angles here. For that I am going to take 3 more lines. First, select the first line, select the center point. All the 3 lines should be generated from center point only. 2 inclined lines and 1 vertical or horizontal line. All the 3 lines will be generated from the center of the arc. I'll make these 3 lines construction here. So for making the lines construction, one more new command you can see. Beside the draw tab, you can see the construction option is given here at the second tab. At the second number in this column. So I'll select this option, that is construction, and you can see the construction line you can make it by chain option. You just need to select one line and connected lines will be constructed, or else you can go for the single option by which you can select the line single one by one. So I'll select the 3 lines here one by one as I have taken single option. Now all the 3 lines are been converted to construction line. Say right click and escape. Now I'll put up the angle here. So putting up the angle option, here you don't need to provide smart dimension. You just need to go for this angle between option for dimension. Select both the lines. I'll say it 45 degrees here. Repeat the option. Say escape and then repeat the option. You can't continue that option here. Again I'll say it also 45 degrees this one. Now I'll put up these ends of the arc on the line by the relation known as coincide or connect. So I'll use this connect relation so as to put this point on the line. This point will be coincided on the line. Again this point is coincided on the line. And now you can see this arc is completely defined as it is showing in black color. So if you want to define an arc without any supports, you just need to make 3 lines there. 2 lines, 2 inclined lines for ending the end conditions of the arc by certain angle and 1 line for giving the angles. You also need to provide radius and positions from the origin, that is x and y position. Your arc will be completely defined. Again you can see now I am having all the positions here. It will be more easy for me to repeat it second time. I'll select the center point arc. I already have the constraint point. I'll select this point to start as a center point, then start point and end point. Now I will need only one dimension to define, as we were already having the lines as well as fully defined position of the point. So we'll just need to provide radius and the arc will be defined here. I'll say it's 70 mm and now this arc is completely defined. So earlier we have seen 3-point arc and now we have seen center point arc. The main difference between 3-point arc and center point arc is, suppose if I take 3-point arc, you can see first point, second point and third point. So I can give the 3 points here but the center point of the arc is not in my control. I'm only controlling the 3 points, start, end and midpoint. You can see here start point, end point and midpoint where I want to locate the arc. But I can't control the center point here. That's why to control the center point this option is given, that is arc by center. So in this option you can control the center point. As you click the first point, that only will be the center point. So here center point is been controlled and then start point and end point. This is the main difference between 3-point arc and center point arc. Now next, one more option is given, that is tangent arc. This option is not much used, but if you want an arc continuity with the other arc taking tangency, then you can go for this option also. You can see tangency is by default taken. You just need to click the end point, and wherever you click the start or end point, you will see that tangency will be taken directly. You don't need to provide manually any tangency here. That's why the name is called as tangent arc. Next option we are going to see here is spline. So splines are nothing but flexible lines. So whatever points I am going to click here while making any spline, suppose first point, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, these points will be the grip points. I can use them later so as to make this spline at any required shape I want. So splines will only be used in conditions where precision is not required or fully defined sketch is not required. Suppose if I want to make any sketch that will be flexible with adjustments, you can adjust it anytime. At that time only I'll use this splines here. You can also control these splines by these points. These were the grip points, as well as you can see when you click a dotted line and intersecting points are coming in between the lines. So you can control the position by these points also, or you can control the position by the points which are lying on this spline. After spline we are going to go for trim option. So for trim option I'll make some random sketch here with reference of lines. And now if I want to trim these entities, you just need to select the trim option here. You can see this icon. One arc and one dotted arc is being shown. Select the trim option and you just need to drag here. Click the mouse and drag. The entities will be trimmed. You can also click on the line and the entities will be trimmed. So you can use both the options, that is you can drag the options here so as to trim the entities, as well as you can click on the entities so as to trim them. Next option here is trim corner. It is not much used, but if you want to go for this trim corner, there should be certain condition here like this. That is one triangle is been made and two extension lines are further moved. Now if I want to remove these extra lines here so as to make it complete triangular shape, then I'll go for this option, that is trim corner. Select the both sides of the triangle and the extra corners will be trimmed. But you can achieve this by this option also, that is regular trimming option. You just need to click and drag and the lines will be trimmed. The second option is not much needed here. The other thing we are going to see here is, that is extend option and split option. So for extend option, suppose if I am having any fully defined sketch here, and now if I make one line here, I want this line to be extended till this support boundary. So I'll select the option here as extend to next and click on the line. Now the line will be extended till the further support. And still this line is having support here also. So if I click on this line, it will again extended. Again this line is having support here also. If I click on the line again, it will be extended till line. And now if I go for the further option for clicking and extending, then it will not get extended as it is not having any support further here. So this will not extend now. So extend commands only depends if you are having any further support. If you are not having support, this command will not work there. Suppose this arc also, if I make one line here and if I say extend command for this arc, you can see this command is been extended. This arc is been extended till the support, following the angle also. And suppose if I am not having any support and click on the extend command and then click, this arc will not be extended any further. This was extend command. Next we are having split command. Before applying the split command, I'll select this line and you can see this complete line has been selected and showing in green color. Now if I use this split command, this line can be splitted in two parts. So for that, select the split command and select the required line as a first selection, and then for second click this line will be splitted in two parts. So at whatever point I want to click, I'll click it and the part will be splitted there. You can see here, I've clicked the point on this line here, and now these two lines are being separated, this one and the other one. You can see both the lines are being splitted. This icon will represent the line is splitted. You can split the arc also. Select the split command. First click will be for selection of the object and second click will be for splitting the object. Now this arc is been splitted in two areas, this green one and this blue one. This was split command. Next command we are going to see here is offset command. Select the offset command, select the required line to be offsetted, say distance required, I'll say 20 mm, and then you just need to click on this option, that is accept. You just need to show the direction. You can see the orange line is coming offset at 20 mm distance. So if you want it at upper side, you just drag it on upper side. If you want it at lower side, just drag it on lower side. So in this way you can offset the line here. You can continue by clicking. Each entity will be at constant spacing, that is 20 mm, by using offset command. If I want to make offset of the circles also here, suppose if I make one circle and I want to offset these entities, then you just need to select the offset command, select the circle, say offset distance required, I'll say 30 mm, and you can click here. You can see the continuity of the circle. It is constantly been offsetted by 30 mm distance. One thing to be noticed here, that if I make the use of offset command, say 30 mm distance, it will go only in one direction. If I drag it on another direction, it will be overlapped on the other line which has been offsetted earlier. So if I drag it on the other side, it will take overlapping lines and it may affect the sketches while features been applied. The features, it will show error there. So if you are offsetting this command, you should offset it on only one side. Don't go for the other side, as it will overlap the other sketch. And still if you want to make it on other side also, the offset on both sides, then you can have this option, that is symmetric offset. So I'll make one chain option here by making some lines. And now I'll go for this option, that is symmetric offset. Select the width of the offset, that is the complete width you want on both the sides, the distance from one end to another end. So I'll make it as 20 mm width, or I'll say it 50 mm width, and at turns I want a radius of 5 mm. If you want cap end like straight line or arc or an offset arc, you can go for all these three options. I'll make this radius 3, width 50. First I'll use this line option, then second and third we will see later. Now just select the line and say accept. You can see at both the ends the line is covering as an end cap and complete line is being offsetted on both the sides. That is, the total offset width was 50, so it is taking 24 on one side and 25 on other side. And at twist and turns I have taken the radius as 5, so the internal radius will be this 5 mm. So if I select the dimension and check the dimension here, you can see it is showing 5. The outer radius will be 5 plus this 50 mm. Maybe it will come 55. You can see here it is coming 55. That is 5 mm radius plus the 50 mm distance. That's why it is taking 55. Okay. Now if I change this condition, I'll say undo first. Again I'll go for offset on symmetric sides, symmetric offset, and I'll say it arc end. So the cap end will be in shape of arc now instead of making it line. Again the values are same, width is 50, that is 24 on one side and 25 on other side, and the radius is 5. I'll say it okay. Select the line, say accept. You can see the end caps are coming as in the form of arc. Cancel it again. The last condition, that is in symmetric offset, I'll select the third option as offset arc. It will appear as a slot here. Same dimensions, say OK, select the line, say accept, and now you can see this arc is coming offset as well as it is completely covering the line as a chain and making offset on both the sides, that is 25 on one side and 25 on other side. But there is one drawback here, that if I trim this line, if I want to trim this single line, you can see trim will not work here. In symmetric offset it will give problem for trimming. there will be problem for trimming here. If you want to trim the entities, you just need to click or trim the center line first. And after you remove all the center lines, then you can trim them. So it is very difficult to fully define this object if it has been trimmed. That's why this symmetric offset is not much used. I am undoing it. So these were the commands for the third lecture. We will continue with the further modification commands in next lecture. Till then, thank you.